Hi, I'm Judy with Amazing Trails Yoga, How to Lose Weight for Good, Part 2. And you can mirror image me as we go through yoga, and I will give many tips and suggestions for you. You could take what you want, what you can use, and leave the rest. See you on the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. We will start with something sweet. When you want a piece of cake. When having a slice of cake, not very often, have a slice of cake, not a sliver. Because if you have one little sliver, you'll go back for another little sliver, and then another little sliver, and then another little sliver. And if you're sneaking around to go sneak another little sliver, whenever you're sneaking, you know that's a big no-no. You're doing something wrong. But if you keep going back for slivers of cake, before you know it, you'll have eaten a quarter of the cake, a third of the cake, much more than if you just cut yourself a piece of cake. Put it on a plate, pour yourself a nice tall glass of milk, any kind of milk, and enjoy the cake. If you're baking the cake by scratch, remember to put in half the amount of sugar, unbleached flour, minimal frosting, decorate with fruit. If you want to lick the bowls, the big bowl, the beaters, the spoon, run it over to the sink and pour water in it. Anything to save some calories. We'll start with breakfast whole grain pancake mix with French toast, whole grain white bread for the French toast. And always have 100% maple syrup, not that artificial pancake syrup. It's just full of sugary whatevers. Don't have it. I know it's a little more costly, but because it's so costly, you might not put so much on and get into that habit, and it'll taste so much better, and it'll just be better for you. You'll be happier. With bagels, if you're having bagels, muffins, toast, anything like that, scrape off the excess butter, scrape off the excess cream cheese. It'll just soak right into it a little bit and then scrape the rest off. You do not need all of that. If you're frying eggs, always fry them in heart-healthy oil. I like to use olive oil. I like to put my toast right in the same pan instead of putting butter on my toast. Bacon, no. I do like the smell of bacon, but let's not eat bacon. Let's just cut that out and get used to not having bacon. My go-to drink is green tea. It's a natural diuretic, small amount of caffeine, and to boost your metabolism, and it's full of antioxidants. At night, I take a water bottle and I'll put a tea bag in it and let it seep overnight, and I'll drink that throughout the day. A lot cheaper than going and buying green tea bottles or whatever tea bottles. Make your own. If you want a sweet fix, and I make a lunch of this or a breakfast, I'll take a banana, cut it up, put some berries, a small amount of vanilla, yogurt, cottage cheese, and I'll top it with some walnuts or ground flaxseed, and it tastes so much like cheesecake without all those calories. It's always healthy for you, and that's your sweet fix. If you want a salad, I always recommend a salad with salad dressing, olive oil, and vinegar. I like to use balsamic oil, or balsamic vinegar rather, olive oil and orange juice, and mix that together and pour it on my salad. Avoid the creamy dressings. They're very high calories. Croutons, you really don't need bread in your salad. Just enjoy your salad. Sometimes I'll have what I call my trough, a great big bowl of salad. It'll fill you up and just not have quite so many calories. Also, if you use mayonnaise, which I do, some people like to substitute hummus for their mayonnaise, which is really great. But if you are making macaroni salad, potato, tuna, egg salad, do not have it mushy from the mayonnaise. Make sure you put more vegetables in it. Have it more tasty and nutritious that way. And when we have meals, put a small portion of protein on your plate, small portion of carbs, a healthy carb, and a heaping plate of vegetables. Fill the rest with all these colorful vegetables. They're really great for you. Hot dogs, I'm saying a big no to hot dogs. They're very processed, not so good for you. We already said bye-bye to the bacon. Whatever protein we put on any meat, trim off the visible fat. If you're eating poultry, make sure you eat the white meat with the poultry. The skin is not very good. The dark meat, the wings, very high calories, very high cholesterol. So be mindful of that. I'm a pescatarian by choice, and I'm always very mindful of the high levels of mercury in certain fishes. And I do not buy the farm-raised fish or the seafood because they're raised in the murky waters. So I really don't like that. So always be mindful. When you're going out to eat at a restaurant, you really do not need appetizers. The calamari, the onion bloom that are fried, oh my goodness, they kind of just sit in your stomach. You're going to have a full meal anyway. We really do not need these. Also, if you're ordering soup, make sure the soup is with broth and not the creamy kind. The creamy kind is much more full of fat and calories. And not to knock the restaurants, but they do like to put excess salt in them and butter and sugar to make it taste better. So get the brothy kind of soup. If the person you are with wants dessert, I always talk while you eat, so you eat nice and slow and savor the flavor. And if they want dessert, maybe you can split the dessert with them. So you're not having a full part of dessert. Wait the 20 minutes. You might not be hungry anyway, but if they talk you into the dessert, maybe you could split it with them. It might be a little bit romantic. If you're eating at home, instead of putting all the bowls or the pots and pans out there so people go for seconds and thirds, put them in plates. Put the portions on the plates. And when you have kids, that's very fine. That's great because then they get a little bit of everything. And anything left over, save it for your lunch. Pack it away in a nice container for your lunch. For whoever's lunch, whoever wants it for lunch, that's perfectly fine. And if you have young children and they have all this leftovers on their plate and they're not going to eat it, you really do not need that. You don't have to eat off their plates and finish it because you don't want to waste. I know I never like to waste. If you have a dog, give it to your dog. If you give your dog human food. If you have a compost pile, a compost heap, put it on that. That'll really be good. And you could always use blocks for any of this. And also with the little kids, if they have so much on their plate all the time, just that's left over, don't put so much on their plate. It won't be so overwhelming to them, and you won't have these leftovers that you feel you need to eat and not to waste. Now, have you taken to weighing yourself every day? You should weigh yourself in the same clothes or no clothes at all, same time of day, same place on the floor, even the same tile. We're going into toes pose. I just want to show you what we're doing. And every single day, so you can make a mental note of what you did or ate the day before. If you're gaining a tiny bit or losing a tiny bit, you could see, what did I do? What is happening? And how are we doing squashing that belly? If you say you're going to try, might not work. You don't want, if you're on an airplane and the pilot goes over the loudspeaker and says, I'm going to try to land this plane, that's the last thing you want to hear. You want to hear, I am going to land this plane. So you are going to do this. We are going to do this. We are in this together. We are going to be successful. We're coming into downward dog. Into a plank. Also, I know this time of year, it's football season, and keep in mind, 25% of the fans, not just for football, but a lot of other sports, gain 10 pounds over the season. That is a whole lot of weight to gain. You might want to put your knee, have a little cushioning on your knee. 16% of the fans gain over 20 pounds during the season. So just be very, very mindful of that. I know during the Super Bowl, the average person consumes 8,083 calories. So during the Super Bowl, I like to watch the halftime show, get up, move, help out in the kitchen, have a plate, be particular with what you're eating. Make sure you move, move, move. 3 games every Sunday. Ouch. Not recommended. We are going to be more active. We're moving around. Food is not going to be everything. Drinks are not going to be everything. On your way home from work or toward the end of the day, up again, you could put your knee on this if you like. At the end of the day, you're tired, you worked all day. Last thing you want to do is exercise. I know, I get it. Sometimes I want to come home and just plop on the couch, go in the bed, put a blanket over my head. But no, on your way home from work, let's say, think of what you're going to do for exercise. Plan it. And if you have a lot of commitments, which I understand, I had 4 kids myself, and you have to take them to sporting events or any kind of after-school activity, I get it, I understand. But you could be active during these as well. They don't need you to watch them every single second like a hawk. At my old gym, there was a gymnastics program going, and the parents had, for their gym membership, if their kids were in the gymnastics program, their membership was half off. So they did a nice workout while their kids were working out in the gymnastics. That's a great idea. And also when my sons played football, there was a track around the football field, and I would walk around the football field during the games or during practices, watching them, keeping an eye on the game so I knew what was happening, and I got a nice little workout. The kids will respect you for this. They'll like that. Also, if you have little kids, again, you could put any kind of cushioning under your knee. If you have little kids and it's nap time, little babies, put them in the stroller and take them for a walk while they're sleeping, while they're napping, rather than just plop down. I know sometimes it's hard, you just want to plop down yourselves. Maybe that's the time you could turn on YouTube, go to Amazing Trails Yoga or anything else. I'm not just saying that's the end all. Squeeze your exercise into anything that you possibly can. We're coming back into the downward dog. And just regular things in your life. I know I used to visit someone in a nursing home, and rather than just sit there staring at each other, staring at the TV, wondering what to talk about sometimes, I would take him in his wheelchair and we would walk around the whole nursing area and the whole nursing home. We'd go in the elevator, go up and down the stairs, visit people. It really exhausted him. And we moved around and it was fun, and he just really loved me coming to visit. If it was nice outside, we would go outside. I would push him in the wheelchair. So just have a different frame of mind if you're celebrating someone's birthday. Rather than go out to eat and get a cake and just eat, do something with them or for them. Get them a membership at a gym, a tennis lesson. One of my friends just took her husband indoor skydiving for his birthday. My birthday is coming up. We're going skiing for my birthday, something we ordinarily wouldn't do. You might see how not very well I ski, so we don't do it very often, but it's really, really great. You might want to take that special someone to a museum, a zoo, walk around. You don't have to be busting a million calories. Bring your own lunch if it's an all-day affair. If you can, if that's allowed. You save money that way, a lot of calories. You could always go golfing, miniature golfing, batting cages with kids, a water park, anything fun. Don't be the spectator, join them. And just always be busy. Food is not the end all. I mean, I love food, but I also love exercise. It's really for my mind, my psyche. Not even so much for my body. It's like a therapy. It's really great. You'll feel more energetic. And once you lose weight, it'll be better for you. It'll be easier. Do a little bit of exercise every single day and work yourselves up. Take any of this that you like and just leave the rest. We're coming into a Shavasana. We're taking some deep breaths in and out. You could begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Make nice circles. Draw your knees up towards your chest. Give yourselves a hug. You certainly deserve it. Starting this new adventure. And please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We can communicate. You could ask me any questions. I'm always up for suggestions, some hints, advice, some cheering you on. Let's put our hands together. So subscribe, make sure you like us. We love you. And have a beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste.